So I start the lecture. So sorry for the sound. So I make a review about the charge. So there is two type of charge: positive charge and negative charge. The amount of each charge 1.6 multiplied to 10 to power minus 19 coulomb for the positive, or the proton. For the electron it is the same, 1.6 multiplied to 10 to power 9 minus 19 coulomb, but the different, that is for the proton it is positive, for the electron it is negative. The force between the charge, there is two type of the force: attract or attraction, or repulsion تجاذب وتنافر. From this way, من هذا المنطلق, from this way Coulomb's study the force between the charge, and he find that the force proportional direct with the amount of the charge Q1 and Q2. If the electrostatic force is higher, so that means the amount of the charge it will be higher, so proportional direct. If it's low or less, so that means the amount of the charge it will be less. Next step, he finds that when he studied the force between the charge, there is another relation with the distance between each charge, and he find it is proportional inverse. So that means the distance between the charge, it affect to the force of electrostatic force with the inverse square of the distance between these two charge. For example, if the force is high, so that means the distance is short. If the force is low or less, so that means the distance between the charge is bigger. From these two kind of relation, Coulomb put his law, and we know in mathematics when we remove or change the fraction, the fractional to equal, so that means we need a constant value k. So the constant value, it is Coulomb constant, and it equal, we know it equal to 9 multiplied 10 to power 9 Newton meter square per Coulomb square. And we know this k comes from 1 epsilon 4 pi epsilon naught. And what is the mean of the epsilon naught? Permittivity of the vacuum or the air, and it equal to 8.8 multiplied to 10 to power minus 12 divided by r squared. So that is Coulomb's law. And we discussed about this example 1, and be careful when the distance is tripled. So here we know the distance with the electrostatic force, it is proportional inverse with the square of the distance, so it is treble, so that means F E with 1 over 3 square, so that means 1 over 9. If it's double, Fe with, change this value to 2, double, so that means 4. If it's 1 over 1, if it's 5 times, so that means 1 over 5 squared, so that means 25, and so on. Next, we discussed about the electric field, and we said the electric field, it is the force that acting the positive charge when it's on its space or on its area. From this definition, the electric field, the sample of electric field, capital E, with the arrow, that means it is a factor quantity. It depends also in the magnitude and the direction of this field. So it is equal to the force acting in the test charge that placed on its area. The unit of the electric field, Newton per Coulomb. From Coulomb's law, we find that the electric field is equal to K Q1 over R squared. Next step, that is the difference between the lines or the direction of the electrostatic force and electric field. The difference between here is a charge, here is the test charge. The test charge located in any position, for example, it's located here now, and I want the electric field in this position. So I put my test charge here. Here it's two charges, and you can check the charge if it's positive and the other charge is positive. So that means the force, it will be outward with the same line, because the positive with positive, it is repulsion, so it moves outside, because this out and this also out. So the force, the resulting force, it is outward. If it's negative, so it is inward, because the positive charge in and also the negative charge in, so the type of the force, it is indoor. Also with the electric field, with the same direction of the negative charge, because the negative charge indoor and the positive test charge in this position, so it goes indoor also to make attraction with the negative charge. So that is the important information. So the lines radiate equally in all direction for the electric field. The positive charge, the source of the line, it radiates outward. So for the positive, it's outward. For the negative, inward, inside, inside, inside. The intensity of electric field is not depend on the test charge, because the test charge, it will be fixed. The electric field direction is the same direction of the electric force due to positive test charge, because positive with positive, it is repulsion, so it's outside. Also here test charge with positive, it's outward, so that means the direction, it is the same with the electric static force. Then now we check this example. So example, if the test charge point at P, so he mentioned about me that is the test charge, it is here, so that means it is positive, this position, because the test charge is positive. As shown in figure, between the charges, find E total. So he wants the E total and its direction, because it is factor quantity. So what I can do, just I check my information. So I have two charge, one positive and the other is negative. With amount, the positive charge number one, 9 microcoulomb. The second one, negative 4.7 microcoulomb. The distance between these two, 1.3 meter. So the fixed point, the test charge fixed on position in the middle. So that means 1.5 here and 1.5 meter here. So now I want to check the direction. Positive charge with test charge positive, so it moves. I change the color. So it moves this way. So if I assuming this one and assuming this two, so the electric field between the test charge and the positive charge number one, so it is in this direction. So that is E1, because positive with positive, so it is repulsion. So it moves in this direction. Now the test charge with negative. So negative, so that means it is attract. So the second electric field, so it moves in this direction. Okay, so now move to the next step, apply the equation. So E1, it's equal to K Q1 R squared. K is constant, 9 multiplied to 10 to power 9. Q1, 9 multiply microcoulomb, so I want to convert it to coulomb, 10 to power minus 6, divided by the distance 1.5 square. So that is for the first electric field. So it's equal to, when you calculate, 36,000 Newton per coulomb. So that is number one. Number two, E2. It equal to K, the constant, Q2 over R squared. So K, 9 multiplied 10 to power 9, multiply minus Q 4.7 multiply to 10 to power minus 6 microcoulomb divided by 1.5 square. Then what is the final result? So please calculate. We try to calculate it by using the calculator. So here minus, so I try to find it with the calculator. Where is it? So 1.88 4.42,000 300 Newton per column. You can check it if I do mistake or not. So the total, E total, it's equal to E1 plus E2 because it is in the same direction. So adding this to 36,000 plus 42,300, so it's equal to 87,300 Newton per column. So that is for the example 1. Then example 2, and it is very important example because we need some mathematician way. So as I seen in the figure, there is 4 charge. It located in the corner of the square as shown in the figure. What is the question? Look at the figure and find Fe. So please be careful. Most of the students, they make a mistake. Fe, electrostatic force due to the charge. So for what is the due بالتأثير النقطة المؤثرة, the important things it is here due to plus 2q. So that is 2q make effect with the others charges. Assuming that q1 1 multiply 10 to the power minus 7 column, and A as a distance is equal to 5 centimeter. So what I can do, just I explain. A is 5 centi, so I can convert it to meter, 0.05 meter. So that is the distance. Because it is square, so that is 0.05 meter. Here is the same, here is the same. So what I can do, so F total, you want F total due to this one. So number 1, Q, 2Q with minus 2Q. What is the force? This positive and this negative, so it is here. So that is F1 4 in this way, because positive and this is negative, so it attract to each other. Then 2q as positive with q, positive with positive, so this one moves here, so that is F1 2. So I finish from 4 and 2, so still 3. 3q, 2q positive, and minus q is negative, so it moves. The type of the force, it is attraction, so that is F1 3. So now all think it will be clear now. I explain it in Arabic for some students, they misunderstand in English. أول حاجة اقرأ السؤال. عندك 4 شحنات. هذه الشحنات متوزعة على أطراف مربع. المعطيات اللي موجودة، احسب القوة للكهرباء الساكنة بالتأثير من هذه هي المهمة 2Q. If I said Q, so you start from Q. q. So here the question, due to the charge plus 2q. plus 2q positive موجبة، وهذه سالبة. إذا القوة ما بين 1 و4 هي قوة تجاذب في هذا الاتجاه. إذا خلصنا هذا الجانب. 2q موجبة والكيو موجبة، إذا قوة التجاذب راح تكون تنافر، القوة اللي بينهم راح تكون تنافر، إذا راح تتجه 2q إلى الأسفل. 2q مع minus q راح تكون قوة تجاذب. So we finish. Then now the F total. F total. I changed the pen. F total. It's equal to how many forces? 1, 2, 3. So F 1, 2 plus F 1, 4 plus F 1, 3. Okay, apply my equation for column low, F1, 2. So it's equal to K 2Q and Q 1, 2 and Q divided by A square. A square is 0.05 A square. I write it A square. So put the number K 9 multiply 10 to power 9 2 multiply Q 1 multiply 10 to power minus 7 Q is 1 multiply 10 to power minus 7 divided by A squared 0.05 square. So the result, the final answer, 0.072 Newton. Number 2, F14. Same, 1, 4. So K 2Q absolute value minus 2Q, so that means move the minus A squared, so that means K 9 multiply 10 to power 9 2Q 2 absolute value 2 multiply 10 to power minus 7 divided by minus 2 multiply to 10 to power minus 7 A square 0.05 square. Now mathematics. Now the math. Here we want this distance. How you can find it? Here is a straight triangle, so you can use the Pythagorean theorem. How you can use the Pythagorean theorem? So if I assuming this D, so what is D from Pythagorean? D square is equal to, that is A and this is A, so A square plus A square. So D squared is equal to 2a squared. Then d, just the square root, it's equal to a square root of 2. So number 3, f(1,3), so it's equal to k q1 or q multiply q divided by 2a squared. So it's equal to k q 1 multiply 10 to the power minus 7 minus 1 multiply 10 to the power minus 7, its absolute value, 2a 0.05 squared, so it's equal to 0.036 Newton. You can check all this value. If I do mistake, we can correct it together. So now we have the important things. The value of f(1,2), value of f(1,4), the value of f(1,3). So that is an important, but you cannot adding it together. Why? لكن لا تقدر انك تجمعهم مع بعض لانه ال f(1,2) have a force only in y and no force in x. So now you must be analyze. Analyzes the forces in x and in y. So for f(1,2), mathematics, here's physics, I'm stop. I'm not do anything because my work is finished as physics. All thing now it is mathematics. So analyze the forces in x and y. How I can analyze? So f(1,2), if I return back to f(1,2), if I return back f(1,2), so the works, the force have only, if you check it here, so the works have only in y and no force in x. So F only in y, no force in x. Okay, that is number one. Okay, so that's good. Number two, F(1,4). If I check it again, 1,4. So if you check this one, F(1,4) only in x, not in y. So F only in x. So there is no force in y. So good now. So the problem now to analyze it is number, the third one, 1,3, because F(1,3). The problem about f13 because it works in x and it also works in y. So from the Pythagorean theorem, we can find the angle here by using this information. You can find the angle. So the angle, it's equal to 45 degree. So if 13, so it can be work in x and in y. So if 13 x equal to 1 f13 cosine 45 degree. So it's equal to f13. From the result we find it f13 0.036 cosine 45 degree. Check the value and put it here. So it's equal to 0 0.025 Newton. F13y, it's equal to F13 sine 45 degree. So the final result, it is the same value, 0.025. So now the x's and the y with respect of directions. So that is for x, that is for y. Which one in x, which one in y? For the total x, f x, so it means f13x plus, where is once he work only in x, so f14, so it's equal to f y total y, so it's equal to f13y plus f12, that is the total force in y. F14 you know it, f13x you know it, so if you adding these two, it equal to 0.169 Newton. F in y 0. So minus, because here f12, where is it? F12, it is in the minus direction, minus direction of y, so that is that one, it becomes minus because it moves in the minus with a minus direction, so minus 0.047 Newton. So the E total, F total, F total, it's equal to the square root of f x square plus fy square. So it's equal to 0.175 Newton. So the angle from 170 tan inverse minus 0.047 divided by 0.169, so it's equal to minus 15.5 degree. So that is the solution of this problem. So please make sure to you can solve this problem mathematically, because all of the steps as mathematician please make sure that you can also using the Pythagorean theorem to solve this kind of equation. So I just make quick review for this problem to check what you together the steps. So first of all, look at the question. Be careful about the question due to which charge. It is the charge that I want it to make effect to the other charge. أهم حاجة في السؤال تشوف إيش الشحنة اللي راح تؤثر على مجموعة الشحنات الأخرى. ثم بعد ذلك after that you can solve the problem with steps. Okay? So number one, in this question, the type of the charge that due to the others. ايش نوعية الشحنة اللي راح تأثر على الشحنات الأخرى؟ هل هي سالبة أم موجبة؟ الشحنات الأخرى قيمتها سالبة أم موجبة؟ إذا بغض النظر الآن عشان الاتجاه، ثم في قانون كولوم ما في إشارات absolute value, all with absolute value here. So don't worry about the sign in the calculation. The sign for the direction, because the force, electrostatic force, it is factor quantities. So it depends in the magnitude and the direction. So please be careful about these things. I try to upload for you some. Here I think most of the students they have a problem in this step, and it is a very easy step. نظرية فيثاغورس. Pythagorean theorem. So what it say, the Pythagorean theorem say in the straight angle the hypotenuse is equal to the square root of the others. The square of the hypotenuse is equal to the others. That means the opposite and the adjacent of the straight angle. في نظرية فيثاغورس تنص على أن في المثلث القائم الزاوية فقيمة الوتر تساوي مجموع الضلعين الآخرين. مربع قيمة الوتر مربع الوتر يساوي مجموع الضلعين الآخرين. الضلعين الآخرين هما المقابل والمجاور. أوكي؟ فأيضا هذه الزاوية كيف تتم عملية حسابها؟ سهل، بما أنك أنت حصلت على قيمة هذا الضلع، فقيمة الزاوية the tan inverse of these two values, it gives you the angle. So please try to check this video, try to check the solution, try to check the final solution, these values, try to check it, these values, and also these values, and we discussed about it next lecture, inshallah. Another example, just as quick before I closed the lecture. So I give you one question, try to solve it, and we discussed about it next lecture as homework or as quick review. So 3 charges as shown. So that is the first one, minus, then the other one is positive, then the third one is also positive. Q1 equal to 5 nanocoulomb, Q2 equal to 2 nanocoulomb, Q3 is equal to 3 nanocoulomb. The distance between 1 and 2, it is 2 centimeter. Here is 2 centimeter. The question is, find F electrostatic and its direction. Due to Q1 to the other 2 charges. So please be careful about the question. Check the type of the charge, then which one is the charge that make effective to the others. So here it is Q1. The type of Q1 is positive. So be careful about the charge of the due charge that make effective, and the others, to know the direction of the force. After that, be careful about the units. Is it systemic unit or metric system unit? Nanocoulomb, it need to convert to coulomb, and also centi need to convert to meter. So that's for today lecture. I hope inshallah all of you do some exercise, and please go through the model. I try to upload for you some problems, practice problem, and try to solve it, and we discussed about it next lecture inshallah. Okay, that's for today. See you and thanks a lot.